Good afternoon, students. So, your new chapter is 13th chapter, that is care and maintenance of fabric and institution. So, first of all, introductory part. So, the use of fabric in family setup for a pearl and household is well known. You may also be aware that some special fabric are used for industrial purposes, for interiors in institution, for heat and sound insulation, and for bandages, masks, etc. In hospitals, since fabric with specific properties are selected for specific uses and functionally, it becomes important that though these characteristics are retained for the expected life for the material, efforts are also made to prolong the period of the serviceability of the product by taking good care of them. Care and maintenance of the fabric includes two aspects. First is keeping the material free of physical damage and rectifying any damage that may have occurred during its use. Second, retaining or refreshing the appearance in terms of removal of stains and dirt and retaining the textural and visual characteristics. You are aware that care and maintenance requirements of different fabrics depend on the fiber content, type of yarn, and fabric construction techniques, the finishes given to the fabric, and the purpose for which they are used. You are also aware of the processes of laundry, stain removal, role of water, suitability of soaps and detergents, method of washing, finishing treatments, ironing and hot pressing, folding. Let us now briefly discuss the equipments required for these activities. These are mainly three types of equipment in common use. First is washing equipment, second is drying equipment, third is pressing equipment. At household level, a large amount of washing is done manually using equipment like buckets, basins, bowls, and scrubbing boards and brushes. In some cases, washing machines have been added. First is washing equipment. Two types of models of washing machines are available. Top loading, where the garments are put into the machine from the top, and front loading, where the garments are put in the machine from the front side. Machines may further be fully automatic. These machines have a single time setting of controls for each use, that is water filling, temperature of water, wash cycle, and number of rinses. No further intervention of the operator is required. Second is semi-automatic. These machines are required intervention of the operator at frequent intervals. Rinse water in such machines has to be filled and drained out with each cycle. These are generally two-turn machines. Manually operated, in these machines 50% or more of the work is manually done by the operator. Automatic washer performs the following operation: filling of water. Second, water level control is also important feature. The water level is controlled either automatically or manually. C part is regulation of temperature of water. The machine has a button, dial or panel indication which permits selection of desired temperature of the water. The temperature may be same for wash and rinse or different for two operation. D part is washing. The principle of all washing machines is to keep the fabric in movement in the washing solution to carry away the dirt. The major methods of this are: first is agitation. This is used in top loading machines. The agitator has blades which may rotate movement in one direction or oscillate alternate movement in two directions, which cause the creation of a current in the tub forcing water into the fabric. Second is pulsation. This is also used in top loading machine. The movement is caused by the vertical pulsator which has very rapid movement vertically. Next is tumbling. This is used in front loading machine. Washing take place in a horizontally placed cylinder which is perforated and which revolves in a particular but partially filled tub. With each revolution, the clothes are carried to the top and then dropped in the wash water. This means that the clothes move through the water rather than water moving through clothes as in the previous two types. Depending on the size of the machine and the type of fabric to be treated, the agitator may be made of plastic, metal, aluminium, or bakelite. and as such they are not affected by detergents, bleaches, softeners, etc. Agitation speed can be also varied depending on the type of fabric. E part is rinsing. This is the important phase in the wash cycle. If the rinse is not thorough, the clothes may look grey and dull and have a harsh texture. And F is water extraction. Water is extracted after the wash phase and after each rinse phase of the cycle. It can be done in three ways. First is spinning, second is bottom drain, and third is combination. Spinning at speed greater than 300 rpm. We generate a centrifugal force which in turn throw the water up and out. This water is pumped down the drain. Second is bottom drain. Machines with perforated tubs stop at the end of the wash phase and then at the end of the rinse phase and drain through the bottom. At the end of the drain period, the tub begins to spin as described above, which removes the remaining water from clothes. Combination water drain and spin. Some machines drain through the bottom without stopping, that is, the bottom draining occurs during the spin period. This system provides the best water extraction because it can remove the heavy dirt at the bottom and dirt in suspension in water. The amount of the water extracted from the clothes during spinning is directly affected by the speed at which the tub spin. The speed can vary from 333 1100 rpm. Spinning to near dryness is avoided because it may cause wrinkles which are difficult to remove during ironing. The optimum speed is approximately 600 to 620 rpm. B part is drying equipment and process. Apart from drying in the open, dryers are used at commercial and institutional level. There are two types of circulation system in dryers. First is air of relatively low temperature is circulated at high velocity. Room air enters the dryer from under the front panel, passes over the source of heat and then through the clothes and leaves through an exhaust. Thus the temperature and humidity of the room stays normal. B part is air of high temperature is circulated slowly. In this, after the air enters the dryer and passes over the heat source, it is drawn by a small fan through perforations at the top of the dryer, then downwards through clothes and out through the exhaust. Since the movement of the air in the dryer is slow, the relative humidity of the exhausted air is high. Next part is ironing and hot pressing. Most households have an iron and temporary or permanent place for work. Ironing is the process of smoothing out wrinkles creating with use of during washing. Pressing helps to put creases such as in sleeves, trouser legs and pleated skirt. Irons have smooth metal surface which can be heated. Most electric iron have an inbuilt thermostat which can adjust the temperature to suit the fabric. The iron may also have a system of producing steam while in use. The weight of the iron varies from 1.5 to 3.5 kgs at household level. Lightweight iron are preferred. Heavier articles like curtain, bed covers, etc. may require heavier iron. At household level, weight irons are preferred. However, articles like curtain, bed covers, etc. may require heavier irons. Care and maintenance of apparel and articles of household uses with the family may be done at different levels. Household laundry takes care of clothing and small article of daily use. Bigger articles of household linen and small special article are sent to commercial laundries. Sometimes services are hired of individual professionals who collect material from household for washing and ironing and finishing. Such professionals, often called dhobis, serve individual household and institution like student hotels, small hotels and restaurants. They generally work from their homes. For washing, they make use of specially marked places in town and cities called dhobi ghats. So that's all for the today. Sorry for the inconvenience. Thank you so much.